What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Chat Room, a podcast dedicated with having interviews with upcoming stars and influencers of our generation. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram at thechatroom.tcr and on Twitter at thechatroom_TCR. Also, don't forget to become one of our valued Patreon members, which allows you to unlock exclusive content while also supporting this podcast. Enjoy the episode.
Good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taff, and we're back with another episode of The Chat Room. And with us today, I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited about today's guest. We have none other than Chief Chino. Say what up to the people, Chief.
What's good, people, them? How's everything going?
Yeah, Chief Chino recently just dropped an album. He recently just dropped an album, like it's straight fire. If you haven't listened to it, you need to go listen to Mupanda Wana. Just talk about going and rap up.
Wabatabo. Mupanda Wana and these guys.
So tell us a little bit about the song. What the people about Chief Chino? Why Chief Chino?
Why Chief Chino? Hey man, Shaba. I like my history, you know. I like to know who I am, what I'm about. I need to know all them things. So growing up, my granddad would always tell me things about Zimbabwe before it was Zimbabwe, before it was even Rhodesia, or how he was told by his elders. But anyways, to cut a long story short, Nova kwa Gutu. I'm from Gutu. Yeah, man. And the origin of the name Gutu is actually Chinom Kutu. It's a story I can go into from another time, but when white people were told that, like, you know, this particular land is called Chinom Kutu, they couldn't pronounce the full word, so they shortened it to Kutu, which later on became Gutu. And it just so happens my granddad was also a chief.
Really?
So rather than it being Chief Gutu, I just started to make it Chief Chinom Kutu, but that's long, so I just went with Chief Chino. And yeah, Chief Chino was born.
All right. That's actually crazy because I'm from Gutu and I didn't even know that whole backstory. That's actually insane. So you learn something every day.
Detail, I never time for you, man.
I would definitely have to do it after this one. All right. So the album just dropped.
Yep.
It just dropped in 2021 this year. Mupanda Wana. What inspired this one? What are you trying to achieve with this album? Like, what's the goal?
Man, if I'm being honest with you, yeah, I just make music for me and my boys.
Right.
And then they put pressure on me to put it out there to the people because they be enjoying it so much. They feel like, let's get more people involved. So that's where we are.
You feel completely the same way. You feel completely the same way. Sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean that. However, you know what's actually crazy? I have a question for you. Remember the Zim Connect days?
Yep.
263 Connect. You were on that, isn't it?
I was.
And I think, did you call yourself Pav?
Nah, you're thinking about my little brother. You
had your brother called Pav, and then you had on another episode, right?
So like, yeah, Pac is my little brother, he's my younger brother. He had more clout on those Zim Connects platforms than I do. I went by PK, which is my government name. It's short for Panashe Kutazaushe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all my close friends know me as PK. That was way before Chief Chino was
music
born.
then?
Nah, man. But then I used to write poems.
Really?
I'd write poems, but I would make it so I write all my poems in Shona. The intention was just so I can keep practicing my Shona.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole thing behind it. And one time, someone told me to just recite one poem over a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just started doing it more and more and more. And before I knew it, started going to studios, making the songs for me and my boys, playing them. And then yeah, they'd gas me up, man, tell me release the thing, and would drop a thing here and there with, you know, them YouTube beats.
Right. That's actually the best way. That's the best way I could think about. Like, you didn't even want to do it. You're just so good. Your friends are like, people, I need to hear this. People need to hear this. So particularly, I want to talk about your song number 3, Kwangoa Kurota. This one, for those who haven't heard it, That one, if that doesn't convince you that Chief Chino is the real deal, I don't know what will, because this one spoke to me. So in the opening line, in the opening verse, you obviously you sampled it off the Biggie Smalls Juicy song. Of course. And you said this song is Why Kurra Kumusha every holiday. And Why Kurra Kumusha. As a matter of fact, Why got Zita Kumusha and still made it out. And you got me in that first sentence, especially when you said why end up with everyone, because that was your Amana August 60 Chaya. That one, tell us just like briefly, like maybe 2 minutes, the background, like where you grew up and then how you then ended up in the UK. So like if you could do like a quick speed like a background story for that one.
Okay, so like I've already touched on my granddad being in touch with his roots, knowing where he's from, and instilling that in myself. From when I was like 5 years old, would always go Kurutwaizia.
Right.
Every single holiday, you'd go there, and when you're there, you do as others do, so you actually get to experience life, how the kids in those particular areas live. And it's a tough life, man. All them things there, kunda kutsime, kunorinda makudo, we did all them things. And when holiday finishes, you go back to Harare. I couldn't wait to go back to Harare. But as I got older, got to about grade 7, my parents came to the UK, and I got sent to Kuruz because that's where Mbuya was all the time. So then I got to really spend a lot of time there, and I made a lot of friends. I really experienced life in its simplest form. Fast forward into Form 2, second term, my visa came through. So then I got shipped over to Chi, to Gland. Now, that was a mad transition, man. That was a mad transition because you can imagine going from no Zesa to Zesa never cutting off.
And functioning ATMs, just insane.
Going from you want to eat, go catch your huku, check Soro, to you don't even see it alive in the UK. You just see it already in a packet. So that was a drastic change in lifestyle. So I feel like that had a lot of influence in who I am. And that song was just reminiscing on those memories, that nostalgia. I was hoping to bring that out of people who have experienced that. It was bad at the time, but when you look back at it now, that's your childhood.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about, like, especially when you say, Chaisa Goramunana Doka, the Doka like that Doka, whatever song, they're happy with it. They listen to the song. Yeah,
man. I name drop a few people. When I show it to them, they're like, yo, man, we really did that. How do you still remember all them things there?
Like, it's really like my favorite part when you go, I'm so fish, I take it, my flow is
yeah.
Tenacity. So what you said, but wait, you said you left when you're about 14, isn't it?
Yeah, man. No, 13. I was 13.
Or 13, yeah. So you were, and then about number says 13.
Anything goes, you know. Okay, and open diary and did go unongo pure gap pot on the chira. Go pambana kule aingoza mwana washe go saka panonga chingo kufarira chingo kupasa zvinhu chichi. So yeah, I wouldn't say I was drinking like that, but yeah.
It's my favorite song. It's kind of I'm really fanboying right now, but the song it was fine. I really enjoyed it. It was real nostalgia. It came like it's different. Like a lot. Like I was talking to my other guys, like the whole of the chat room team, and we all were like on the same page, saying the difference with the problem with a lot of Zim rappers is they're talking. Oh, I making six figures, living in a condo, I do all that. Like, dude, we all know you're not doing that. But with your music, it was like, I see that. And even when you're talking like when you were saying now to sipa champagne, kana Henny, kana Bacardi, you weren't talking these extravagant $500 bottles that no one really actually pays. It's stuff we can all relate to, and that's That's great, man. So going into it with just a little bit more about the music, what would you say has been your biggest challenge?
In regards to the music?
In regards to making music, getting music out there, balancing music, work, your life. How do your family feel about it? All of it?
Man, my family is so supportive. I want to do anything that they just let me run with it. But that's because my dad is heavy on the music side. Do you know what I mean? My dad used to be a DJ. Right. I feel like I get a lot of influences from him. My mom is just so easygoing and laid back. So she won't put too much pressure on me in that front. But I don't do music to earn a living. I do it because it's fun. So a lot of the times, the most challenging, difficult thing is, what can I say?
No problem with producers, beats, someone saying, hey, you stole my beat, none of that, all these features, none of that.
None of that. So like, my biggest problem, I would say, is I can't even think of one, bro. Everything is just, it feels like everything just clicks into place at the right time. You know, like, right now I'm working with Kana Boy.
Oh, really?
A lot. We just linked up on Instagram. I don't have too many problems with too many people because I don't take music that seriously. If someone says to me XXY, I just say, yo, it is what it is. While a lot of people try to go international, my main goal is try to go national. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't feel like I have to try too hard. I just have to be true to myself here, true to what I know, because I feel like eventually I will find the right crowd and I can relate to the people I want to relate to my music will relate to it. The biggest problem might maybe getting in touch with them, because a lot of people maybe they're as hard to get to in certain locations. Or if I put my music out there, not many people can get to where the music is at. But yo, that's a question I would have to actually sit down and really think about for me to give you.
I agree with you on
I can't think of one.
I agree with you on the getting music out, because the way I actually found your music was I was listening to one of the other Zim rappers, NBA, and after his song finished, it just shuffles to whatever song similar in that category. And your song came up also. I was driving, so I couldn't. I hadn't put up the song up mixed. Then he played, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh shit! Like each minute, I just played it the whole way. So that's pretty right. It's very hard. Your music that can definitely speak to a lot of people, and I definitely agree with you. Finding and getting in contact with them might be difficult, but it's the only way up it's only upwards from here. I want down. I tell my next friend, we go on moving forward.
Yeah, man. So I feel like that's a problem that, it will sort itself out. And as, I get more familiar with the industry and I get a manager and we can start having actual strategies on how we're going to roll out music and take it a little bit more seriously, then I can actually make a name for myself in the music thing. But because, I've just been so laid back with it, man. I don't really stop to really scrutinize like what's not going right. Me, I put a track out, I get 100 views. Do you know how happy I am? Because I was happy for me to just listen to it with just 5 of my boys. But if another 20 people can play it 5 more times, bro, that's 20 people listening to my voice. I am happy. Like, no one can take that away from me, innit? So, like, I just see the wins in my L's.
Definitely. Oh, you heard it here first. That's pure authenticity, guys. And for your artists who are trying to come up, you might need to take a page out of Chief Chino and do it for the music and find fun and passion within it. You got any closing remarks, something you want to tell the people before?
Hey, yo, we got a new video out for one of my tracks, one of my singles from Pandawana. It's titled Chino and Diane. That one there is movie. It's fireworks. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. And once you run that, the song will just be cake from then on, man. You can run that up on any streaming platform that you want. But besides that, man, love to all the people showing support. Much appreciated.
All right, perfect. Thank you for joining us. And for me, thank you for listening to the chat room. Thank you for listening to the chat room with Chief Chino. The album, like he said, Pandawana will be on all platforms. It's an 8-track album. It will only take you 20 minutes. That's a drive to work, drive to wherever. You will not regret it. And Chief, thank you for joining us, and I hope to see more of you in the future.
Thank you, sir.